I actually haven't talked about this at all. So you're like the first person I'm talking about this with.
Mm.
I know, right?
Okay.
I recently was diagnosed with skin cancer,
Oh my
and I had
goodness.
to have surgery. And so I had to have a big part of my like upper leg like removed.
Wow.
And I mean, when I say big, I mean it's yeah, like it's probably the length of my hand. I'm looking down at my hand right now. So
That's big.
it's big, right?
Yeah.
And so it's very noticeable to me. Like when
Yes.
I'm wearing shorts, I live in
Mm.
Arizona, so wearing shorts or, potentially when I go to the pool and I'm wearing a swimsuit or whatever, my eyes go directly to it. And I was feeling extremely self-conscious
Mm.
about it. Like, well, I think it's really important that we recognize the vulnerability postpartum that women feel
Mm.
and how much we are preyed upon,
Yeah. It's a
right?
good way to say it. Yeah.
We are preyed upon, right,
Mhm.
to feel awful
Mhm.
about our bodies when we just did the most miraculous thing that exists
Mhm.
in the world, right?
Mhm.
We gave life, and yet we are instantly bombarded with, I mean, so many horrific messages that we should be, back to our original size. We
Mhm.
should be, able to fit back into our pants. Um, and our body should just look like we've never gave birth or popped a child out. In my
Mhm.
experience working with women around postpartum is that we just want to feel normal again. Right?
Yeah.
It's not even like we need to feel sexy or attractive. We just want to feel normal.
Yeah.
And that is there's grief in that,
Mm.
right? There's grief and loss in the fact that my body has changed and there's nothing wrong with anyone wishing that they could have what they had back.
Mm.
I think that again is it's a true experience for that person. And so it's okay to work through. I mean, what I help people work through is their body grief.
Things.
Mm.
But the further I move away from that very new experience of giving birth, the less grace and patience I have for myself.
But isn't that interesting, right? That
It's something.
well, it is. It is. And I think like, I mean, again, if we were to let's use that same type of thought process and apply it to a different scenario. If a person was in a car accident, right, and they lost, mobility of their legs,
Mm.
would you stop? Like you would still offer and you would still be there for them like 3 years after the car accident. You wouldn't just say, hey, you know what, you shouldn't feel bad because it's been 3 years.
You're right.
And so I grew up in a home where, there was no sugar. It was it was not available. And so I
Mm.
literally would go to my friend's house and she had the best pantry. Like she had all the fun things. And I would just like binge in her
Yeah.
pantry. Um and her mom, I remember her mom walking in and be like, "Morgan, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Oh my God, living my best life and
I'm
you're
in heaven right now. Yeah.
kidding?
Yeah.
I'll see you in 15, Bonnie.
Mhm.
I saw something the other day, and I think this does a really good job of explaining it. It's easier for us to say I feel fat than
Mm.
to say I feel unwanted,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
So if I say I feel fat, people are being like, "Oh my God, okay," and it's so again, it's so normalized. It's much, much more difficult for
Mhm.
us to say, I feel unwanted.
Mhm.
I feel ignored.
Mhm.
I feel rejected. I feel unworthy, I feel unlovable, right? And those are all the feelings that we experience and we really do believe and are told that if we lose weight, then we will be lovable. Then we will be worthy. Then we will have that relationship. Then we will be desired. Then we will be wanted.
Yes. I have
Mm.
so many associations with being larger that, yeah, I learned them somewhere, right? But
Yes.
at this
Yeah.
point, they're mine. Like, I don't feel like anyone in my life is putting that on me.
No, but no one also in your life that sounds like is telling you differently.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we
Okay.
look
That's a
at
good one.
yeah, we have to challenge it, and no one's challenging that
Yeah. Yeah.
belief system.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
I just can't say it enough, like, I know, like, there was never a moment in my life where I was not thinking about my body. It
Yeah.
just
I'm thinking
I
about it
have
right now. Like, I
yes,
can
yes,
feel my
yes,
leggings digging into my stomach, and I'm going,
yes.
"This is gross. I'm glad she can't see it."
Right? I mean, it's just a constant. It's a constant.
Yes.
And I mean, I would be having sex and I'd be thinking about my body, not in a good way,
Yeah.
in a very insecure,
Yep.
discriminating, like critical way, right?
Yeah.
So I know that obsession. I know how that feels.
Mhm.
And I just remember thinking to myself, there's got to be more to life.
Yeah.
There's got to be more to life. Like I can't continue to live like this.
Mhm.
I was in a prison. I was in a mental
Mm.
prison.
Mhm.
And I that's I think where the biggest shift for me now is I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's just not on my mind.